you doing there, folks? Baiters here with another video for y'all. Today we're gonna whip out our lab coats and go fucking mad scientist on the concept of the Creation Club. Now, we scoured the internet to look at all the facts, and let me tell you, that one whole page we found took forever to read, okay? But it did give us all the information we needed to break down the good, the bad, and the fugly of the Creation Club. So we're going to answer some of those big questions on people's minds and put some of these crazy rumors to rest. Most notably, will the new paid modding service be the end of free mods on Bethesda, the Nexus, or other free modding outlets? So remove the clothespins from your nipples and let's get to average baiting, baby! So if you're among the population who has or is currently playing Fallout or Elder Scrolls games, then unless you've been living under a rock, you've heard of the Creation Club. The Creation Club is an option that offers mini DLC approved and tested by Bethesda, but the mods themselves, more often than not, are created by independent modders in the modding community. This service comes at a cost per mod if you so choose to participate. From my understanding, some of the profits go to the creators, while some of the profits go back to Bethesda themselves. Modding Elder Scrolls games or Fallout games is no new concept in this community, and is in fact a definitive feature of these games and a large basis for their appeal in the gaming community as a whole. Modding since the beginning has been a free service, where creators and gamers come together to change, create, and even contribute to the continued evolution and refinement of these games. Modding is sacred in this community, and so therefore any thought of paying for mods creates an understandable hostility towards Bethesda. Now, a lot of people look at the Creation Club as being a money grab by Bethesda and just leave it at that, when it's unlikely to be the case. This whole concept of paying for mods is no new concept by any means. Years ago, Bethesda teamed up with Steam to offer paid mods where the modders could set their own price to the PC community. It was met with harsh criticism by both the mod authors themselves and the general Fallout and Elder Scrolls communities. So the concept itself was abandoned and free modding moved forward yet again. And the free modding service was safe to roam the world and give people free mods and shit. However, this time, the paid modding service is coming directly from Bethesda themselves, offering a more hands-on approach than they did before. So let's talk about the good. The good when it comes to the Creation Club is definitely the contribution of DLC comparable content added to either Fallout 4 or Skyrim. The idea of getting more DLC for either one of those games makes my butt cheeks as wet as a gerbil getting hit in the face with a super soaker. In short, DLC comparable content is always a welcome addition. Another good feature is that talented mod authors have the opportunity to get paid for all their hard work. Now, I understand that money isn't everything, but it can be a very good motivator when it comes to making strong new content or getting a hooker to give you a handjob while your pet Fluffles wears a birthday hat and watches you from the corner of the room. Those two things, money helps. Money definitely helps. But wherever there's change or there's something good, there's always bad to balance it all out. So let's get into the bad. And the bad when it comes to the Creation Club is definitely the wording that they use when comparing the new Creation Club DLCs to mods themselves. Let's face it, when we call these mods paid mods, that's really where a lot of this hostility comes from. Because it can lead you to think, oh no, what's gonna happen to all those awesome free mods we love and cherish if there is a paid mod option that Bethesda benefits from and increases their bottom line? The answer is nothing. The biggest problem that I've seen from the Creation Club is that it markets these updates as mods, when it should be marketing them as optional DLC because that is what they are. These so-called mods are a way for Bethesda to continue to make money on a game that they no longer are actively updating, while at the same time give mod authors an opportunity to get some compensation for all their hard work. However, by calling these paid DLCs mods, we are constantly comparing them to the free mods on the Nexus, and honestly, they just don't measure up. The process for becoming a developer for the Creation Club for one of these new mini DLCs is not easy, not at all. There's several steps that they have to go through. That's 6 more than one step. okay? As well, there's also deadlines that creators must meet to get their work featured on the Creation Club itself, which is likely the largest factor leading to only a small amount of downloads available for purchase, as they have to go through so many hurdles just to get featured on the Creation Club. Obviously, that process is going to be longer than if you were to just make it and post it yourself. So when comparing paid mini DLCs to mods we find on the Nexus, it's unlikely they're going to stand a chance, as modders on the Nexus have no restrictions, no moderators, and nothing really limiting their freedom. They can kind of do what they want. So I believe it's a little bit unfair to compare the two, as one's trying to give you DLC type content, whereas the other's just trying to offer up individual or creative content. Furthermore, if we did label these as DLCs, it's unlikely there would be nearly as much hostility or backlash, as most people like the concept of DLCs for their favorite games and feel it's a fair trade for their money. However, because these were labeled as mods, now they find themselves in very dangerous waters, threatening the very foundation of what makes these games so good. To be clear, Bethesda has stated multiple times that free modding will continue to be a large part of their games going forward, and that the Creation Club will 100% not threaten free modding in any way, shape, or form. So for those of you who were worried that paid mods could replace free mods, that's just simply not the case. So you can clean your underwear and get back to your life, because it's gonna be alright! It's gonna be okay, okay? But is the Creation Club a good idea, though? That's really the major question here. The answer isn't really all that simple, though. Paying for mods is a terrible idea, bottom line. As long as there are talented developers that will mod the game for free and offer up their work to the public, then paid modding is just redundant. However, with that said, a constant stream of new DLC is something that I think anyone would welcome. And that's what I would expect the Creation Club to offer, even though it has fallen short of my expectations at the moment. Now this just isn't semantics though, as DLC from Bethesda do differ quite a bit from mods in terms of their impact on the game, offering quests or quest-related missions that are top tier, as well as immersive concepts that add to the overall structure of the world. It's hard to say that Nuka World or Far Harbor are something that mod authors have equally made available via the Nexus or other free modding services. DLCs feel like an extension of the game, whereas mods sometimes feel like they're not so much an extension of the game, but an external asset added to the game. Now, some mods are excellent, and they blend in very nicely to the game and are very immersive. But one thing you can say about Nuka World or Far Harbor is that the assets added here add to the game. They add to the overall immersion, and they fit in perfectly. And that's what I expect to get from DLC that I pay for, as opposed to mods, which will just add to the overall game itself, and maybe not always be immersive. Now, these DLCs like Nuka World and Far Harbor are just extremely extensive, and they are game-changing in and of themselves. Now, I'm not saying that the modding community couldn't make something of that caliber, but it's definitely more expected from Bethesda. However, right now, the Creation Club doesn't seem to have any DLC comparable updates for a competitive price. Although there are some interesting mods and some really nice looking mods, they just feel overpriced for what they offer. Most having mini quests that lead you to new items with no story driven events whatsoever. So now it's time to scamper on down to the fugly. And the fuggliest problem I see with the Creation Club is just understanding what the fuck it is. Is it a paid modding service? If so, then it's crap, as free modding is already amazing as is. Or is it an extension to the DLCs offered in the game? If that's the case, then the pricing should be competitive to previous DLC content, so you feel you're getting the same bang for your buck. Pricing is definitely the major issue here. Now, I'm not against mod developers being able to make money off their hard work. In fact, I think it's a great idea, as I've had the privilege of using and playing with some extraordinary mods that change the game completely, and honestly, I feel as if I couldn't play the games without them now. I simply think the implementation of the Creation Club is sloppy at the moment, and I hope that in the future it will focus more on story-driven quests and items that are difficult to get from a free modding service. The concept of having small versions of these DLCs is a good one, but as of right now, the pricing for the quality is just a bit lackluster, and it leaves something to be desired for sure. Spending $5 on one suit of power armor is like fucking absurd, or at least it feels that way, because when you buy a $20 or $25 DLC, you're getting 2 or 3 sets of power armors and other armors and a story-driven quest and all this other fucking shit. For $5, you should get, you know, whatever percent of $25 that is worth of DLC stuff. You know what I mean? $5 should reflect $5 worth of DLC shit, I think. Now, I may be alone to hold this opinion, but I know that if a mod really stands out to me, I'd very much be willing to spend money to acquire it, as long as it was competitive with current DLC. None of the mods in the Creation Club have stood out to me in a way that says, boom! Holy fuck, I need this in my game. I need it now. I need it. I need it. I want it. I need it. I'll suck your dick. I'll suck your dick to get this in my game. None of them have really stood out to me like that, but I'm going to continue to be optimistic that in the future, there will be mods or mini DLCs or updates or whatever the fuck we're going to call them that will really stand out to me and say, yes, I will easily spend $2 on this, or I will easily spend $5 on this. Having a financial benefit for things can destroy or deteriorate what makes something good for sure, especially if the focus is on nothing other than the bottom line. Nothing will piss a gaming community off more than when they think they have to spend money on something just because Joe CEO ran out of fuel on his private jet. However, a portion of this money is going back to creators themselves, and this makes me hopeful for the future of the Creation Club, because money can be a great motivator. Look at prostitutes. You think they'd be sucking and fucking all those people if they weren't getting paid for it? Probably not. Probably not. I think that this could encourage some extraordinary works from the modding community because there may be a financial payday at the end of the tunnel for them, which wasn't the case before. This could also motivate mod developers or mod authors outside of the current Fallout or Skyrim community into making free mods to create awareness for their work as well as recognition from Bethesda. In conclusion, I understand why people are upset about a paid modding service, because why would there be a paid one when the free one is already so goddamn good? I think Bethesda's biggest mistake was labeling their mods in the Creation Club as mods. They should have never referred to them as such, as this instigates the comparison. It really isn't semantics though, as I believe that the Creation Club is more like a mini DLC refrigerator where creators can work with Bethesda hand in hand and offer up content of hopefully DLC quality for a reasonable price. Now, the implementation of that quality and pricing isn't quite there for me yet, but I think that it could get there in the future. No, I don't hate the concept of the Creation Club. In fact, I am hopeful that some of my favorite mod authors will get compensated for their hard work. And I'm hopeful that I will see some new content that just blows me away. It says, fuck yeah, that's worth $5. Where's my money? Where's my wallet? Where's my goddamn wallet? Fucking take it and go. Also, I don't hate Bethesda for wanting to make money on their game. All gaming companies want to make money on their games. It's unlikely any of them would show up to work unless they're getting paid for it. However, when it comes to the Creation Club, there still is a lot to be desired here, and at the moment for me, it just doesn't feel like there's enough bang for your buck. However, this is just one guy's opinion, so let me know what you guys think of the Creation Club in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, folks, and if you like this video, be sure to donkey punch that subscribe button with your floppy man sword. And come back for more fun next time. And keep on average baiting, baby!